This baby hits 88 miles per hour. You're gonna see some serious shit.
Wake up. Time to die.
Good morning, Angel.
Good morning, Charlie.
Yo, she-bitch. Let's go.
I'm on Dad Russell Mountain too.
Don't fuck with the babysitter.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
Swing.
Yeah, baby. Bueller, you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
What are you looking at, Spothead?
Fucking Chuck Norris.
Great Scott.
Oh, this is heavy.
You just gotta keep living, man. L-I-V-I-N.
Cinema Royale.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Hello, and welcome to Cinema Royale After Dark, where we talk about movies at night. I'm your host, Scooter Mike, also known as MJ White Wolf. Along with me are my special movie aficionados who are going to talk about movies with me. First up is James Sullivan, also known as Jaime Tude.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Smash has been canceled. I'm pissed off and I blame you guys for it. Because you didn't watch it. That was a good show, you know? I really like musicals. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah, I agree.
My name is
And last but not
our
least,
other co-host here.
and my other co-host is a guest, of course, because Matt and/or Morgan could not make it tonight. So instead, we have Brandon Nichols, also known as the Hardcore Kid.
Hey, what's going on here? What's going on with you, Mike? James? Hey, James! That's an interesting profile pic you got in there. What, you got some lipstick on there or what?
Actually, no, I just finished eating a lollipop. Who's that custom man on your icon there, huh? Four Eyes?
Oh, that's my buddy. They call him Jim Cornette. He's a manager. Helps me out with my wrestling matches. I was a wrestler. I beat a lot of guys up, you know?
You ever beat anybody over 6'4"?
Yeah, the guy was a total skinny guy, though. That hasn't eaten anything all night. He eats nothing but raw eggs.
Yeah, well, I'm not.
Yeah, you're a bum. Big fat bum.
Anyways, this episode...
No. You don't put any much...
So what's going on?
Anyways,
what are we talking about tonight?
Tonight's episode is going to be about Sly Stallone films. Yes, the actor known for his speech impediment and his action films. So we're going to dedicate this episode to the actor himself, Sly.
Hey.
Yes, who is... It's a dedication for the living because he is still among us.
Yes.
Maybe he's an old guy. He's in his 60s, but he can still go.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's... Absolutely. He's not just still making movies, but he's still making action movies. Oh, yeah. And he still seems to have a persona going.
Yeah, I know. He has been known for starring in a lot of really shitty movies. I think in the Raspberry Awards, he actually won the award for worst actor of the century.
What?
Yeah.
Which century exactly? Because we're
20th century.
Okay, because he wasn't there for the entirety of that one, and
he was for half of it.
Well, let me quote...
not even his career.
Well, he has won 10 awards from the Razzies that he won so far. Are the worst actor of 85 for Rhinestone. Worst actor...
No comment there.
Worst actor of 86 for both Rambo First Blood Part 2 and Rocky 4. See,
I really think that's bullshit that he would even get a because as a despite what people may say about like Rambo First Blood Part 2 or Rocky 4, those movies have and Rocky 4 they have cult followings. I mean, I'm probably one of the few people who actually what do you guys think of Rocky 4?
I love Rocky 4 personally. It's one of my favorite Rocky movies, actually.
Yeah.
I must break you.
I love
and I really like
the
music, the musical score. That kind of movie is actually like whenever I was about to go to I was about to have a wrestling match in high school, and the night before I recall Rocky 4 was actually on, and I was downstairs in my gym working out, and Rocky 4 was playing on the television screen, and when they have the montage playing with the music playing. Who did the score for Rocky 4 again? It was Vince DiCola.
Yes, Vince DiCola.
Yes,
that's what it was.
I also made the soundtrack for Transformers, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Real good soundtrack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the fun thing about Rocky 4 is that its training montage actually poses a semi-educational vibe.
Yeah.
It's actually
pumped.
It's actually quite well. Here's the thing that I learned from it. It's actually quite common for boxers to go up to high altitude areas and train.
Yeah.
Because of
let's
the effects.
Let's climb that big mountain. Let's go.
Yeah, because when you train your body harder in low oxygen or thin oxygen areas, your body takes a toll a lot harder. Trust me, I was in Lake Tahoe this past winter, and I was at the arcade, and I tried a boxing game, and I got myself on video doing this, but man, like the air is thin in Lake Tahoe, so my shoulders from that one, 20-minute session boxing, or even fake boxing, they were sore the next week.
Jinx.
Wow.
That's
yeah.
Well, that's that it builds character. Sore, no pain, no gain. Remember that.
Mm-hmm. So Rocky does that in the the Swiss Alps, or
it was Russia.
It was Russia. Well, the funny thing about that is it's Russia in the movie, but I think they filmed it in Canada. That's the fact I know.
Of course.
It's hilarious. I was like, really? You couldn't go to Russia, but you went to Canada up north to film the winter scenes?
Well, you gotta love movies. That's movie a lot for you.
You got a shorter commute.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I was gonna say there's he also won the worst director of '86 for Rocky 4. So he also won the worst screenplay of 1986 with James Cameron and Kevin Gerard for Rambo First Blood Part 2. Let's see, worst actor of '89 for Rambo 3. Worst actor of the decade, 1980s.
Rambo 3.
Yeah, Rambo 3.
Son of a bitch.
Worst actor.
Here's the thing. The only problem I have with Rambo First Blood Part 2, when it's all a fine, standard shoot 'em up movie, but when here's something that they seem to have forgotten: when a helicopter fires missiles, they actually fire missiles.
Holy shit!
Yes, they don't fire squibs and then just have random explosions go off from the impact point. They actually fire missiles.
No, they try to make it as realistic as possible.
Exactly.
Of course, nowadays everybody's got they use like
CGI and random pyrotechnics and stuff.
Of course.
Yeah, we're spoiled today.
Yeah. What else did he won for the Razzies? Oh, he won Worst Actor of 1993 for Stop or My Mom Will Shoot.
That movie was he definitely deserved that. That movie was a piece of shit.
It was.
What was that? A Golden Girl that he shot that with?
Yeah. It was.
We're at 1990.
Oh,
It was
that?
Estelle Getty.
Oh, it was Estelle Getty. Yes.
Yeah.
God damn.
It was the oldest Golden Girl.
Okay.
That's sad.
Worst Screen Couple of 1995 with Sharon Stone in The Specialist.
Never heard of it.
Oh, and yes, Brandon was right. Worst Actor of the Century. And Worst Supporting Actor of 2004 for Spy Kids 3D Game Over.
Yeah.
Which ironically was the best film in the franchise.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I kind of have a guilty pleasure for like some of the Spy Kids movies. I mean, they're not particularly good, but you still kind of enjoy them in a way. Like I kind of had fun with Spy. I kind of liked Spy Kids 3. I mean, yes, it's a piece of junk, and I don't like 3D, but I still thought it was a little fun with the video game aspect.
Yeah,
it was fun because of two reasons. One, Stallone overacting in every possible way that he can.
Mm-hmm.
And two, when you've got, this was the first instance I've ever seen of a movie saying, when you've got 3D, screw everything else. You're good. Just make a movie. It was so bad it was good.
Yep, it's one of those movies.
Good.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like the first two, I knew they were trying, and I just didn't get into them as much.
Yeah.
So.
That Shark Boy and Lava Girl movie though, that's unacceptable.
Don't.
Yeah.
But we're going off topic.
I was gonna
still want to talk about Stallone movies and not talk about
crappy
Mario.
movies. Worst movies ever made.
We were going. Actually, I was like, what the hell is wrong with me?
Okay. So how did Rocky go from being an Academy Award winning series to a Razzie nominated series?
I think it really all depends on how. I think like with the original Rocky, it started out as a very humble picture, and it's just about a guy living in Philadelphia who boxes at clubs and gets a big shot. And the sequel again is sort of like that, and it's just Rocky getting another chance and dealing with similar situations. Around the time when Rocky 3 came out, that's when things just started to get random and over the top. And it's because of the film's transition from the 70s to the 80s. I mean, a lot of things changed in the 80s. Music changed in the 80s. Some bands came out with new ways of changing their sound, and in a way, it's like the movies kind of tried to change their way. Like Rocky 3 tried to be a lot more fun and crazy and ridiculous, and then it poured over into Rocky 4, and then when Rocky 5 came along, it just got too ridiculous and too stupid.
Rocky 4 had a robot.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I'm a robot guy.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we've all seen your channel.
Well aware of that.
Yep. the robot got a Razzie nomination too, didn't it?
I don't
The
know.
robot got a Razzie nomination?
I
Yeah.
never heard of that.
But he lost to the Daleks.
Let's see.
Oh my god, that was funny. Last time we talked about comic book movies, and Stallone was in the movie known as Judge Dredd, which is based off a comic book movie, based off a comic book.
Yeah.
I mean, I am the law.
I still want to see that movie. I don't care what anybody says about how cheesy it is or whatever, or how poorly it might have done, but I seriously want to see that because I have more recently seen Dread 3D.
Yeah, how was it?
How was that?
Well, if you like people getting high and shot in slow motion, this is the movie for you. But it kind of it missed out on the heroism aspect.
Well, I
think
actually have it on DVD, so I'm quite a big fan of it, actually. I mean, it's a gritty, darker image of Judge Dredd, and it's the way it's supposed to be based on the comics.
Do you think? Oh, okay. Well, did you find that the sidekick character was a more interesting character than Dredd himself? Because I sure did.
More or less. I mean, the sidekick character was pretty interesting because she was a mutant / sidekick, so, I mean, she would have been fleshed out in the sequel if there was a sequel, but, I mean, Dredd, he's a badass. I mean, he's got that deep voice, and he's just ready to kick some ass.
Okay, but who's seen the Stallone Judge Dredd?
I mean, I have not fully seen the movie. I actually seen like reviews of it, like such as the Nostalgia Critic review of it, and I mean, first off, he takes his helmet off, which it's never been done before. I mean, why would you? With the character of Dredd, he's never supposed to take his helmet off. In the comics, you know, when he does take his helmet off, he's censored in the comics. So why did they take the helmet off? It just didn't make any sense to me. That's the aspect of that. Besides, it's like, oh, Stallone's Judge Dredd. Let's just take the helmet off and you can see his full face because we know who the actor is.
Stallone needs FaceTime. It's in his contract.
Yeah, the more your face is on screen, the more money you make. That's what they tell me.
Yeah, it's something like that.
But in the Stallone Dredd, there was a sort of a sidekick in that one, wasn't it? Like Rob Schneider. Yeah, I kind of didn't like Rob Schneider in it. He was very unnecessary in that movie.
He probably got good props. He probably got good props from Stallone after Demolition Man. That's how he got the role. That's what I'm guessing.
Could be. I'm just trying to think of.
So.
What was I gonna? Oh, there's some.
Go on. You were thinking.
Here's a fact of trivia for you. Stallone turned down the part of John McClane in Die Hard. So
okay.
I still think Bruce Willis would make a better John McClane than Sly. I just think he's a small guy. He's a smaller guy. He's not as built, but he does have that that kind of charisma to it.
Yeah, I agree. That was just something interesting.
The look. He's got the style, the voice, the attitude. I think he's a good John McClane for it. John McClane for president.
Yeah, so I would have voted for him.
Oh,
if he were real.
Here's another fact of trivia. He was Joe Schumacher's second choice to play Mr. Freeze in Batman and Robin.
I think that would have been more tolerable than Arnold.
Even though
Oh my goodness, I just found a loophole.
What loophole?
Slice, Matt, and cometh. Kick some ice.
So they were both Stallone and Schwarzenegger were considered for the same role as Mr. Freeze. And yet in a previous Schwarzenegger movie, Stallone replaced Schwarzenegger in a famous role of his. You guys know what movie I'm talking about?
Oh, I'm trying. Oh, I don't know.
Okay. In The Last Action Hero, Stallone replaces Schwarzenegger in that movie's universe's version of the Terminator.
Oh, that's right. That little Easter egg in the movie. That was pretty cool. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, so there you go.
You learn something new every day. I was gonna say there's one movie I've seen and it's actually got a little bit of history behind it. Have you guys seen Beverly Hills Cop with Eddie Murphy?
I've seen the original.
Yeah, I have.
Okay, that movie was originally intended to be a Stallone film, a serious action film called Beverly Hills Cop. Well, apparently Stallone didn't. The deal didn't work out.
Everybody was really that fly shoes with these action movies, huh?
Yeah. So apparently something went wrong with the deal between the movie. I guess the script was not what Stallone wanted. I guess he had his own ideas he wanted to put into the script, and the director was like, "I don't want that." So it was scrapped, but they catered the script to Eddie Murphy like it was a comedy movie, and Eddie Murphy improvised for most of his lines. Now, the movie that Stallone was pitching to the director actually turned out to be the movie known as Cobra that came out in '86. And it's a serious movie where he is this hardcore lieutenant cop named Cobra, Crobetti, and he has to protect this girl because she witnessed a crime against this biker gang, and it's got cheesy one-liners, and it's very interesting.
Yeah, Cobra. I have yet to see that, but I've heard many great things. Or bad things about it.
It's how would I put this? It's cheesy. It's kind of cheesy to a point. It's because there's a one-liner in the movie that's like at the beginning, and he says, "You're the disease, and I'm the cure." And he just kills him, just like you're the disease, and I'm the cure. Bang.
I am the cure.
I am the cure.
So the first time I saw Stallone's film that pretty much all the way through that was enough to make an impact on me was actually Demolition Man.
Oh, yeah, Demolition Man. I've seen bits and pieces of it.
which
I haven't seen that movie yet.
which I I had never seen anything like it before. Let's see, I just turned 10. I think I'd never seen anything like this before, and I gotta say it was a good blend of science fiction, action, and comedy, and I didn't know who many of the actors were, but I went on to recognize them in later projects. Stallone, I figured out who he was. Wesley Snipes, and I think I went back to that movie after years of not seeing it and enjoyed it even more for all of its cheesiness. I mean, if you want a good cheesy Stallone action film, that's one that I do recommend.
What if you don't want a cheesy Stallone film?
That will be harder because those are tough to come by.
For First Blood, you really it's occasionally over the top, but sometimes it does have a very I don't know, bit of a down tone to it. Like at the beginning, John Rambo really seems like you see him. He seems like this very down to earth dude. He looks like he like he's gonna go crazy and get into this whole thing with the cops, and then at the end you actually feel bad for him when he starts crying and stuff.
I thought First Blood worked because they had a very strong point that they were trying to make with that movie, and it was not just it wasn't just all there for action for the sake of seeing somebody blow somebody else up or shoot somebody else.
Yeah.
It was it was trying to make a statement to how poorly the veterans were treated after Vietnam.
Vietnam.
And I don't know about how poorly the cops might have treated the veterans, but I do know a lot of the people, a lot of the so-called peace-loving types, had a very negative skew against the veterans. They treated them very poorly, and that to me was right when the movie steps over the line and says, "Okay, this is going too far." What manages to tie it up is that one speech that Rambo does at the end.
Exactly. Yeah, these movies, as crazy as they are, they always seem to have some kind of message behind them. Sometimes it's a stupid message, or sometimes it's a very moral one. Like in a way, like with the Rocky movie, it's Rocky trained hard to go for the title shot and get the match with Apollo Creed, but even though he didn't win, he still did his best. He went the distance. That's the big message behind Rocky, and that's going the distance, being able to last the entire match with one of the greatest boxers in the world.
I will find my way. I can go the distance. I had to do it.
So
You did.
yeah. So Stallone started out. All right, I should talk about how his first acting role was. He was 23 when he got his first starring role in a softcore porno known
I
as
had to go to this.
The Party at Kitty and Studs.
Oh,
But
Stallion.
yeah, it was re-released and renamed as The Italian Stallion after his success with Rocky, in which he played the role of Stud, the Italian Stallion. He was paid $200 to play the sex-craved gigolo and appeared nude. So he got his acting career sort of started off with a softcore porno. In 1970.
That sucks. That's really going to ruin your reputation.
That's a rough.
And here's the funny thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Roman Catholic.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oops.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got to start somewhere.
Derp.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe he converted to Catholicism after that happened, or because when you watch the Rocky movies, there seems to be a heavy emphasis on the local culture that in which Rocky lives, and they're all, he's surrounded by Catholics. So there seems to be an emphasis on that.
Huh.
So I don't know, maybe there's another message in there. But yes, convert to Catholicism and you will be able to cleanse your soul of the porno you made.
Jesus.
Here's one, Death Race 2000.
I was just
remember that?
I was just gonna mention
I've heard
that.
of it, but I've never actually seen
It's an awesome Roger Corman produced film.
Death Race 2.
He made an awesome movie?
Yeah,
Roger Corman did?
Oh yeah, he produced. This is a Roger Corman produced film. He produced it.
Wait, he actually produced an awesome movie?
I love Roger Corman, don't you? Don't you think his movies are cheesily awesome?
I think I have watched a few of them, and I wouldn't say that they're awesome, but they're enjoyable. A lot of them just enjoyable B movies.
Yeah, well, maybe I shouldn't say
We're talking
awesome.
about Roger Corman, Godfather Part 2.
We're talking about Roger Corman as in the original Fantastic Four movie.
Oh.
Yeah, that Roger Corman.
Well,
anyways, Death Race 2000
Death Race 2000. I saw it the first time I came across this movie. It was. Go on.
Yeah, go on. It's your word.
Okay. Death Race 2000 is a title I accidentally stumbled across for the first time searching iTunes, and it was under the Disney movie section.
What?
Why don't they put it Disney movie section?
What?
Yeah.
How the heck?
Idiots.
How does a cult film from 1975 end up in the Disney file?
Well, let's see now. Where can I find it? I'm looking at. I'm gonna look in. I'm gonna look in the iTunes store again and see if they've correctly categorized it now. But while I do that, you can go on and do your spiel about Death Race.
Yeah, Death Race 2000 is a interesting film. I mean, it's a great concept, by the way. And Death Race 2000 is a little bit different than the remake. I mean, I've tell you the truth, I know the premise because I've seen the remake, and it's just about the same with the original. But this time in the original, it's an alternate timeline in the late 70s. It's pretty much about in the future. It's like a futuristic kind of thing where it's a post-apocalypse, and the major event is a death race, and it's a race to death. And you get these vehicles and cars that go crazy, and it's like Speed Racer kind of, with the contraptions, and in my opinion.
Speed Racer was underrated, definitely.
Yeah, totally.
Actually, I kind of picture. I kind of picture Death Race as the original Super Mario Kart.
Yes, yes, I agree. I actually agree. That should be your selling point if you want to go see Death Race. Just like Mario Kart.
Only a lot less friendly.
Yes, a lot less. Go ahead.
I think I just created a great concept for a robot chicken spoof.
What's that?
Oh, yes, Mario
Describe it. Describe.
Mario Kart Death Race.
Mario Kart Death Race. I think they did something like that, didn't they? Didn't they do like a Death Race parody or something?
Uh.
No, they've done a lot of car crash shit.
I think I remember a Mario Kart parody where they think what was it? Oh, they go to Grand Theft Auto, like Vice City or something. That's what it was.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was a classic.
That was my favorite skit. But anyways, with Death Race 2000, it's, in my opinion, it's a cheesy, great cult film. If you're starting to get into Roger Corman's produced films, and so Sly plays a supporting character as Machine Gun Joe, and he has machine guns in his car. And he shoots up people.
Nice. And does he have to roll over a question mark in order to get that skill, or?
No, well, actually.
Or maybe does he?
Wait, no. Like I said, I've not seen the original, but in the remake of Death Race, they actually, in order to get their power-ups for their guns, they have to roll over like a emblem of the weapon. So they have to drive over it to get their weapons, kind of thing. It's like Mario.
Oh, here's a better idea. Maybe he should.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say it's like Mario Kart in the remake. It's like you have to roll over it and they get their weapons or their shields.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe it's like, or maybe he gets his power up by this black van that pulls out in the middle of the road. He drives up into the back of the van. They outfit him and pop him out again. And suddenly he's got a.
I know you're referencing that.
Suddenly he's got a machine gun.
Yeah, that's a nice reference there. It could be. Well, I was gonna say, and Sylvester Stallone has done another cheesy '80s film, which he's the only one that could do it. Over the Top, which is pretty much the arm wrestling movie. A movie all about arm wrestling.
It's about arm wrestling.
Yeah, who?
It's all in that one right arm. Working the hands, working those forearms, working those wrists, trying to. Oh yeah, yeah. This arm, yeah. I like to do it with one arm. working it with one arm, with the other. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Over the Top is pretty much about a
Yeah,
long
so we
haul
get
truck
it's about as
driver.
bare bones masculine as it can get.
Yeah, yeah, it's got a plot to it at least because Stallone plays a long haul truck driver who tries to win back his alienated son while becoming a champion arm wrestler. Hey kid, I'm gonna win this for you. I want to win your love back. Okay, that was bad. After doing impressions. After doing impressions again. But Over the Top was nominated 3 times for the Raspberry Award and winning both. Oh, for the director? No, never mind. It was Sly Stallone was nominated for the worst actor in the movie, but he didn't win it.
Oh.
Also, didn't the kid get a nomination for worst supporting actor?
Probably. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Yeah. So, so he also directed a couple of films as well, including his own films. Like
The Expendables and Rocky Balboa and
he directed Rocky 4 and Rocky 2. But one of the weirdest ones I've noticed that he directed was the sequel to Saturday Night Fever titled Staying Alive.
oh, that one sucked.
I'm surprised they actually directed that movie. Oh, co-written as well.
Well,
he co-written the
gotta
movie
start somewhere, right?
and directed it, and it was in 1983.
And it bombed.
And John Travolta went under, but Stallone went over. So,
I mean, this is the only film.
I guess someone got the last laugh. Maybe it was a strategy. Maybe Stallone had a secret career strategy. He just said, I'm gonna kill off this guy's career, and I'm gonna go out and make all these Rocky movies because I'm really, really popular right now. And he'll be stuck with Two of a Kind and Look Who's Talking by the end of the decade there.
The funny thing is that Staying Alive is the only film to date which Sly has written that he does not star in, although he does have an uncredited cameo in the movie.
Oh, yes. What's the cameo?
It's funny. The cameo? He plays as Man in Street. Man in Street. No name for the character, just the man in the street.
Oh.
That's an uncredited cameo. Just like a brief appearance on the street. Well, there was a guy.
The Razzie Award for worst supporting actor goes to Sylvester Stallone for Man in Street.
Yes, it was a stunning one-liner.
Oh man. Trying to see other films that he's done and trying to.
All right, so I'm gonna
see. What do we got? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to talk about as much Rocky. I mean, Stallone films. Where was I? I was gonna. Oh, here's some trivia. Here's a little bit of trivia about Sly.
Well, if we've got a lull in the conversation.
I know, it's weird. It's like this is the first time we
Yes,
ever.
go on.
As I was saying, there's a little bit of trivia. At 15, his classmates voted him the one most likely to end up in the electric chair. Ouch. I mean, what?
And why was that? Just because he was a...
I don't know what he was doing in school, but the classmates are like, he's most likely to end up in an electric chair. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Interesting. No, not interesting. Horrifying.
Horrifying indeed. Sylvester Stallone was in a buddy cop film also known as Tango and Cash.
Yeah, that's with Kurt Russell.
It was Kurt Russell.
Any good?
It was
okay. I think but
I wasn't too big on it.
Yeah, it just got a lot of negativity, and it was also given a nomination for a Raspberry Award as well for Worst Actor and Worst Supporting Actress. Whoa. Wait a minute. Nominations for Worst Supporting Actress, which is Kurt Russell in Drag?
Yeah, they'll vote for the most random crap.
That's very specific.
Adam Sandler actually won the award for worst supporting actress for him dressing up as Jill in Jack and Jill.
Oh, I guess.
Good.
God, that was interesting. What do I to conclude? Because I think we're at a conversation here. I think I've talked the majority of Stalone films. I think that's it.
Well, I got a semi-ethical talking point here to propose. We forgot to mention the movie Bullet to the Head.
Yes.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, that's his.
That was the
most recent film by Sly that came out earlier this year. I've heard of it.
Oh, no wonder I've never heard. Oh, I know what it is now.
Yes, this film was directed by Walter Hill, starred Stallone, of course. Looked rather interesting. Looked like it could be a fun little action movie, but there was actually an organized effort against it, seeing as some of Stallone's previous skeletons in the closet came back to haunt him. In the 90s, Stallone was outside of acting, of course. Was on a huge anti-gun streak. I don't know about you guys. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but I've actually got a bunch of quotes here from Stallone from back in the 90s. And one of them from 1998 says, "The Second Amendment has to be stopped and someone really has to go on the line, a certain dauntless political figure, and say, it's ending, it's over, all bets are off. It's not 200 years ago, we don't need this anymore, and the rest of the world doesn't have it, why should we?" So, given his personal stance on guns, how do you think that reflects the films that he makes? Is this hypocrisy, or is there...
It does seem kind of bizarre, since he's been in a lot of movies where he's carrying guns and shooting stuff. I mean, like with the Expendables, there was like explosions and shootings and guns and all kinds of crap in this.
Yeah.
Well, not just shooting, but shooting off body parts even.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
What about
For
you,
crying
Mike?
out loud! Look at Rambo, the latest Rambo movie. That was one of the bloodiest shootouts in cinema history. Well, at least until Django Unchained came along.
Yeah.
Yep. I wonder if Quentin Tarantino's going to come out as anti-gun next.
Oh boy.
I doubt it.
No.
But that's interesting.
What about you, Mike?
That's an interesting point, because why would he come out with that even though most of his films feature a gun and just all of a sudden be like anti-gun? It's like you're an action film star. You gotta have a gun somehow. Why? It just baffles me.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's a quote to go on and try, I suppose, to further explain himself. He says, "I know we use guns in films, but the time has come to be a little more accountable and realize that this is an escalating problem that's eventually going to lead to, I think, urban warfare." And by that, he was referring to inner city violence. And that's the I guess the argument behind why he's against the Second Amendment.
Um, yeah, I'm just don't even know what to say about that.
And I
crazy.
I think it's hypocritical.
Maybe he doesn't want to influence anybody just to get a gun and start shooting people up.
Too late.
Yeah, because we had the Aurora, Colorado shootings and school shootings at Sandy. Yeah.
Sandy Hook. Well,
Sandy Hook.
Well, the situation between that, those are the kinds of people who I personally think are the reason why perfectly sane, law-abiding citizens own guns to begin with.
Some do it for protection. They're scared of people in this world.
Yeah, what they don't. They talked about the Aurora, Colorado shooting for a long time because that was a travesty, and it was a horrifying event. But what they didn't tell you is that not too long after that happened, somebody else tried the same thing, and they were stopped by an audience member who was a cop off duty who brought a gun into the theater.
Yeah.
No, just recently, the shooter of the Aurora, Colorado shootings, they just recently they labeled him as insane, legally insane. Yeah. So now he has a right to plead innocent while being legally insane, or some weird crap like that.
Okay, so before we even discuss whether or not the Second Amendment should apply, or whether or not Stallone has any privilege to criticize the Second Amendment, first we gotta fix the other messed up things in our legal system. Starting with that. But anyway, I just thought that the Second Amendment quotes would be an interesting talking point, because we are discussing a very popular actor whose films have had a lot of gun violence, and whose personal statements seem to indicate that he has another attitude. So that's why I wanted to bring it up during this podcast. I know we don't usually do politics in here, but
It was just an interesting notion to talk about.
Yeah, I'm not a politics guy.
Yeah, me either. That's not why I started this podcast to talk about
Everybody
politics.
knows politics are full of shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're talking about movies. We're talking about Sylvester Stallone. We're not talking about all this political garbage.
Exactly.
Well, technically, remember, First Blood is a political film.
Way to tie that.
On account of, like we said, the message before, how veterans were treated.
Yeah, way to tie that back in. That's pretty awesome.
Way to tie that together. I snuck it in.
You snuck in there with that. It's cool.
It was I brought my ticking time bomb in here.
I noticed that Sylvester Stallone has 3 upcoming movies coming out. One called Escape Plan, which is coming out.
He has upcoming movies that are coming out.
Yeah, he's got 3 of them coming out. 1 this year and 2 next year. He's still working his ass off in the business.
Correct.
So he's gonna be in Escape Plan, which is formerly known as Escape Plan.
Okay, and see.
He's starring with Arnold Schwarzenegger and, again, Grudge Match, which is actually a sports comedy where he's gonna be boxing with Robert De Niro.
That's gonna be hilarious.
So it's kind of cool because Stallone and De Niro were both in successful boxing films such as Rocky and Raging Bull. Reach Me.
Speaking of which, I was at Chiller Expo and I actually got an autograph from the real Raging Bull.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
But yeah, so if you love Sly, watch out for his upcoming films.
And we've got The Expendables 3.
Yeah,
Yes.
I saw the first Expendables. I enjoyed. I still haven't seen Expendables 2 yet. And from what I've heard, people say it's better than the original.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, with The Expendables,
it pays tribute to all the cheesiness of 80s action movies that all these guys have come and done.
Mm-hmm.
With all the explosions and all the weird dialogue and such.
Okay, Mr. Dartboard Man, what's our next topic?
So the next episode we're gonna talk about Nicolas Cage films.
So
thanks for listening to Cinema Royale.
Oh boy, that's gonna be fun.
I know.
The bees!
Oh my god, the bees! Oh my god, the bees! So,
alrighty.
Hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. See ya in 2 weeks, since this is a bi-weekly podcast. Signing out.
Peace out, guys.
Ciao for now.
Peace out.
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.